Well, good morning. We are back in Middle Earth and we are headed out to the Barrows. It is a beautiful sunny day in Breland, which is good because I do kind of prefer to see what I'm doing when I'm out in the Barrows. Not that it gets too incredibly dark at night. As you can tell, dark really isn't all that dark in the game. Not even in Moria, which is actually kind of disappointing. It used to be a lot darker there, and you literally could miss the edge of a cliff and go flying off into the nowhere. Okay, so we got a couple bar guests right off the bat. We also have an unfortunate traveler that I think the bar guest might have killed here. Okay. The body is cold to the touch, but the wounds appear fresh, though the lack of blood surrounding the man's body is disturbing. In his hand the man clutches a note. His position and a trail of disturbed earth makes it appear that he traveled through the gloom of the Barrow Downs to reach this point. The note is chewed and crumpled, and the only legible words are, "Between the old forest and the northern Barrow Downs, send help." So, we need to find and speak with one of the survivors of the ill-fated expedition into the Barrow Downs. Alright, let's clear out. And we have started a new deed because Barghest, or of course, a deed here. Let's see, what kind of creatures are we going to see in the Barrow Dens? Well, we're going to see a lot of rats and some creepy, crawly worm things that, well, they resemble worms for bait, but they're a lot bigger. And obviously we're going to see Barghest, lots and lots of Barghest, which is good because, like I said, they are part of a deed. And whites, which are basically, I don't know, this world's version of zombies. As you can see, this is a white here. He's a very skeletal white. It's amazing that those bones stay together without any connecting tissue whatsoever. But, you know, hey, I guess if the dead body is being run by some evil spirit, it can do whatever it wants. Now this one actually still has some dried meat on it, so I guess that makes a little more sense. We have gotten several whites already. And I'm here. Oh, we got a page on our Journal of Carlon. Alright. So, which way are we going? We're going... I think we're going this way after we get the sparrow iron. Well, looks like we got... Oh, we got several pages of our... Nope. We got two of them. Still pretty good. How many more of those do we need? Probably help if I'm not running while I try to look for this. Explore Breland, Barrow Downs, Old Forest. Okay, that's not what we need though. Barrow Downs, which we need to find places here. Okay. Old Forest, we're about to finish this one. Flowers. Lore the Cardolan Prince. We need 6 total, and we have 2 of them. Okay. Oh, we still need to finish Orcs? But we did that one already. Okay. Well, we only need 11 of them. We'll go grab that later. So. And we have some people here. Although it does not appear to be the people from the note. Still. Apparently they would wish to speak with us.
Might I take a moment of your time?
The constable warned us of reports of evil swelling and pouring out of the Barrow Downs. It appears we should have listened. Here we are now, holed up in the hollow with the foreboding forest at our west and unknown terrors at our east. Perhaps it is fortune that brings you here. We are in dire need of aid, and it seems that your arrival is providence. It seems that the passage of some shadow has stirred this land and surrounded it in evil. We have set ourselves here, but while here it would be good to help the folk of Bree. Please, if you would, hunt down the fiendish wights dwelling now in these barrows. Okay, we can do that. You do not look like you get into too many fights.
Could I speak with you a moment?
In all my years of heading into these haunted lands, never have I seen anything like this. You must trust me, my friend. I would never have taken folk into the Barrow Downs had I known what walked here now. We shielded them as best we could, but the fright is still too much to ignore. It is the howling of the Barghest. It will drive us mad if we cannot quell it. Could you help us? Kill these beasts, these terrors, so that we might have some rest to regain our strength for a return to Bree. Okay, so he wants us to kill Whites and Barghest. Excuse me, sir, do you have anything to say? I guess you do. Oh, you also have a shop.
Hello there.
Very good. We will probably be making use of that a couple of times. And too bad you don't repair things. Alright. So,
Could I speak with you a moment?
before my journey here to the Barrow Downs, I did some reading to learn about the area. I learned about the barrows of 3 men of Cardolan, Teradin, Oran, and Ringdor. I would surely like to have found some evidence to keep on my journey to these places. Try digging at the entrances of these barrows. I believe they lie in the northeast area of the Barrow Downs. Here, take this pickaxe. The tip has been blunted, so your digging shouldn't cause any damage to any lore fragments you uncover. Okay, because, out of everything that absolutely needs to get done around here, we're going to go on an archaeological expedition. Okay.
Would you do something for me?
I've lived a long time here in Breland, but in my long life I've never taken the time to learn the land's history. Now near the end of my days, I found I wanted to know what came before. I joined this trip to the Barrow Downs with hopes of finding some keepsakes or to take some rubbings, but it seems the Barrow Downs has a design of its own. I remember tromping over the hills as a lad and seeing that some of the barrows had fallen into ruin. I remember lots of broken stones covered in rune letters littering the ground, especially near the dead spire. I wanted a few of those stones for my own. Are you interested in bringing me, say, 3 of the stone fragments from near the Dead Spire? Perhaps we can both learn a bit of history. Okay. Oh, are you the one we need to talk to? I think you are.
Hello there.
You came here instead of seeking Barleyman and the Watchers. Oh, this is a fine mess. I'll not forgive Barleyman soon for the tale he spun for my Layla. If you had arrived to assist us, then I am pleased to see you, but just concerned that you mayn't be capable to lead us out of this terrible place. Okay, so that took care of the poor dead fella. I guess he was on his way to get them help.
Stay and have some tea.
I came here to find my missing daughter Layla. I'm terribly worried about her. You see, she's been going on about the last prince, one of Mr. Butterborough's tales. Butterbur. It's one of his better ones, that's for sure, but I'd say the tale isn't quite the truth of it. Layla has been going on for a long while, and I fear she came here to the Barrow Downs in search of this prince of hers. I came here in search of my daughter, and I am now lost myself. In the tale, the last prince's burrow is between the northern Barrow and the Dead Spire, by a large stone. If I could, I would start searching there. All right, so we have to find his daughter, Layla, which, yes, is the same Layla, or Lalia, that owns the shop in the middle of Brie that sells all the cosmetics for
Stay a moment.
Mithril. While we pushed through the fiends into the fog, we lost a few people. Some headed deeper into the mist of the Barrow Downs, and we hoped they survived to reach a safe location in the south. Others were stricken with a terrible pox. One of these men was not as ill as the others, but being sick, he offered to take word back to Bree requesting help. I fear that the disease comes from the crawlers and rats infesting this land. If this is true, then we shall need to clear a path through the Barrow Downs so we have a safe path out. If you are willing, kill these creatures, but be wary. Their bites and even their flesh may cause some vile illness or disease. Okay, so now we know that the poor fella that we found at the entrance of the Barrow Downs was stricken by disease and offered to go get help in place of anybody else getting sick. Well, that's kind of sad. Very noble, but still kind of sad. Now, if we go further on into the old forest here, and let's see, which way do we need to go? I don't think we... Oh, yes, we do go this way. And because we need to, we are going to go say howdy to Mr. Bombadil. Look at his house. Got a nice big... Yep, we finished completing the old forest. Okay. Nice big earthen fire pit out here with a stove. Very nice. And we have Mr. Bombadil himself down here coming to greet us. Okay, I've never heard him like sing his greeting before. That was different. Did they get a new voice actor for him?
Can you hear me singing?
Yeah, they got a whole new voice actor for Tom Bombadil. Well, color me shocked. I can't decide whether or not I like it. I guess it's better than just the generic, "Hey ho, Mary do, my hearties," that he used to say, but might take a little getting used to. Hoy now, hey now, what's all this fussin'? We've not had so many guests since our wedding. There is time enough for bird watching, but perhaps first a song or two, my hearty. Let your heart fly free, and put aside your worries. You're at the house of Tom Bombadil.
Now let the fun begin, let us sing together.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean, the guy's voice sounds very nice. I'm not, not gonna lie about that. He's got a good voice. It's just, really, I'm not used to that. My Goldberry is away at her spring, and I was going lily hunting. I've no time for chasing birds, but hoy now! Aragorn's a name I know and a friend of old Tom's. Here then my offer, while old Tom Bombadil looks for sour crows, you'll gather lilies for my lovely. I saw some along the river, just a hop and a jump away. Just follow along until ring-a-ling-dillo, you'll find old man Willow. You watch that old gray willow man. He's a mighty singer. He'll sing you down to sleep and drown you if you don't be careful. Oh my goodness. Come back here.
Tom Bom, jolly Tom Bombadillo.
Thank you. Quit running away from me. Okay, so anyway, here we have Tom Bombadil's house. He's got several beehives here. Got a nice big porch. Now they did upgrade the house. I can't remember when, but the house is greatly improved. Like the outdoor oven and fire pit is new. I don't know if it had this really nice wraparound porch. You go inside and it's even better. Ignore the fact that he said that Goldberry was over at her river. Pretend she's not here. Look at this stuff. Nice table with a nice spread of food, which Bingo Quest leads us here later. Nice rack of cloaks. Nice big fireplace. Something that looks like it has a face in it. There's the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Hanging herbs on the beam. I actually wouldn't mind having that for a housing item. These hanging herbs would be really nice in a kitchen. Speaking of kitchen, he's got a nice big kitchen back here. For a man who doesn't have a lot of guests, he certainly does have a lot of cookware and cutlery. And of course, we're not allowed into their bedroom. So yeah, I like the window here. That would be neat to have. I mean, maybe not the triangular shape, but have the stained glass and then have something like a tree. Okay, we're done being nosy in Tom Bombadil's house. We need to go down and pick some flowers, because of course we do. Now, unlike the guy that we just talked to a little bit ago who wants me to go dig for relics because, there aren't other more pressing matters. Tom Bombadil, well, you kind of expect weird requests from him because He really kind of does live outside the world. And, oh, there's our lilies. And there's Mr. Old Man Willow there, who, as you can see, has a skill. I can't remember what that usually does. Drowsiness. You feel sleepy as if your strength is slowly drained from you. So it's a 90% reduction to in-combat power regeneration, a 90% non-combat power regeneration, and resistant disease, it drains 42 power over 3 seconds. Now that used to be a lot bigger if I remember. I mean, you really could. You really could sit there and get considerable power drain from Old Man Willow. And I think you probably, if you sat there long enough, you probably would have even died. But, you know, here from a distance, he doesn't look so terribly bad, does he? I mean, he's just an old willow tree. But he's an old willow tree who's very angry and really hates most any living creature that comes near him. The only exception would be Tom Bombadil, who goes and sings to him. And for a brief moment, he seems to respond well. Oh, come here, Tom. Come here, Mr. Bombadil.
Ring a dong, hop along, follow the willow.
I think he's singing bits of the poem that Tolkien wrote about Tom Bombadil. Lily's white for the river daughter. Stronger than hobbit folk are you if you out sang Willow Man. Not a lily crushed, nor leaf bent. Old Tom's a merry fellow, but he knows when it's time for dancing, or to go a-whiting. He found your birds, and none too soon. If you seek them out, then seek them now, unless you wish to sleep beneath green grass.
Now let the fun begin, let us sing together.
Blackbirds flitted and fluttered, skipping among the branches. They came to rest where the restless walk. Beware the old barrows, they stir when they should be a-sleepin'. Go north up the path and follow the old barrow road, then south within the barrows wall along the forest eaves. Hey do, Mary do, and there you'll find them. Watch for the Lady Dreary. Now hop along, me hearty. Tom's a-goin' leapin'. That's what he used to say. Hey do, Mary do, me hearty. All right. So, and this young hobbit here, she'll be part of the Bingo Boffin quest chain later too. Like I said, we'll do that. We'll maybe once we're done with all the quests in Breland and the main storyline takes us to Lonelands, we'll go out to the Shire and answer the letter we got from Bingo Boffin. I think that would be fun. And it starts an extremely long chain of quests, like I said, that takes us to, at the very least, Rohan. It might even take us into Gondor and then back. So it's one that we will be doing little bits at a time and will not be finished for Well, a considerable amount of time. We can hear the bar guest howling. Yeah, I can imagine that wouldn't be an easy thing to listen to trying to sleep at night. Oh, there's a rat. There's another rat somewhere. Oh, it's way over that way. All right. All right, so we have all sorts of things to be doing out here. Guess we'll might as well grab these two while we're at it because they're part of the critters that we need to kill. So here we have the Barrows, and as you can see, there's multiple burial mounds with markers, and the dead do not stay dead. They are, well, infested by fell spirits because they certainly do not have their own souls in them anymore. Those souls have long departed. We got another page. And we got another page. All right, so which way shall we go first? Because we have quite a few things that we need to accomplish here. There's, I believe, our entrance into the Barrows off in the distance. And oh, did something? Ah, that's funny. It hit me and then ran off. Okay. So, oh, hello. Goodbye. I believe we need to dig here. Yep. This is a barrow. Now, inside this barrow, this is pterodon. There are spiders, and that's a whole separate deed. A whole separate Slayer deed that we're probably not going to worry about doing. We'll see how I feel. So we have done believe we need to come here. And in here, there's another. Oh, yes. And in Pterodon in here and a few others, there is, I guess you would call them minor bosses that you kill them all, and that's another deed. Again, debating on whether or not I feel like doing that just yet. All right. Because it can be a pretty tedious activity and process. Especially when you get into the really big Barrow and the southern Barrows. I think it's the southern Barrows. Yes, the southern Barrow Downs. When you get to, not the Great Barrow, but can't remember the name of it, but it has a lot of elites in it, and there are also deeds, but they are also a pain in the butt to do alone, especially at or even near level. So I'm on the fence about doing that. Now, we do need to find this last bear. Need to find this last spot we need to dig up, and I believe it's down in here. And in this area, when you pass by certain areas, mobs just pop up. Of course, at level, this is obviously a little scarier. Alright, so since we are out this way anyway, it really is kind of disappointing that we missed out doing this stuff while we were a little lower level. It definitely increases my resolve to purchase one of those stones. We have, this is Blind Man's Bluff, and we're going to leave their quest for now because we will come back to those later. I need to find, the Dead Spire, which, as you can see it right ahead, big long fingery looking thing sticking out of the ground. And we have a Wandering Shade. Hello, Wandering. Oh, excuse me. Get you out of the way first. Hello, wandering shade. All was silence. Now the sound of steel rings from battles past, long beyond the laying of bones. Stirred by evil passage, my brother walks again, so too our foes. Duty bound we stand as one, lost as he may be. A lord he rose, and solemn buried me. My shield calls to my arm, my ring calls to my hand. My sight departed as my life, our oaths bind us still, protect and serve the land. So I need to seek the wandering shade's barrow. All right. That doesn't give me a lot to go on. It doesn't give me a lot to go on at all. Cryptic as it may be, it appears the shade is looking for something. Perhaps you can search the many barrows throughout the northern Barrow Downs for clues. A shade is found wandering in the Barrow Downs, meaning no ill, it seems. Felt the pull of its brother and struggles to appease whatever force has returned to awaken them. Alright, so we have collected stones. Okay, so that one's done. That one we're still doing. That one's done. That one we're still doing. That one's done. And of course, we just got that one. And we still have that one. So we're going to focus on our critters, our bar guest, and finding Lilia. Because the silly girl has run off into the Barrows, thinking that she's truly going to find a prince out here. All right, and I believe we find her. We have found her. Of course, now comes the next step of this process, which is now that we found her, of course, we have to help her get out of here, which means we have to defend her. All right. All right, back to Lilia. Well, we'll kill this thing on the way past. Because everything we kill now is one less thing we may end up having to kill in a couple of minutes. she go? Uh-oh. Where'd you go, Lelia? There you are. Oh, where are you, Prince? I've only come to help you.
Dear me, please.
I came here to find the last prince like Mr. Butterbird talks about in his stories. I was going to find him, and then be with him forever and be his princess. But he wasn't here to be found. There's just all these skeletons and bones and walking dead. It isn't nice to go misleading young hobbits like that. When you are ready to go, could you help me get back home to Bree? I couldn't leave before, but now with a strong warrior like you here, I'm sure you can get me home safely. Oh, and I lost my cloak. I simply must find it, or Dad will yell at me something terrible. Okay, dear. I'm sure the very first thing on your father's mind is the cloak you might have lost. But okay, let's go. And she has quite a cute dress on. It's this way, I think. You don't even know the way out of the Barrows, and it's right in front of you. Where can it be? And of course, we get to chase her around and protect her. Oh, we actually meant to give that to her. Something is amiss here. Oh boy. I think we're getting very close. Let's be more careful here. Yes, let's be more careful, shall we? Okay, now we're going to go this way at a much faster clip. And we completed White Slayer already. And that white actually spoke. Wasn't expecting that. And of course, Layla is the silly sort that runs ahead. So she can be rather annoying to have to keep alive. Having a healer is really helpful. It isn't far now. All right, let's shake a leg, little one. Here's the entrance. We're almost there. Yes, I know, little one. I could see the entrance from where you were originally standing. And you just keep running along ahead of me. We are here, thank you. I'm going to run home. Please give my cloak to my pa, Bob. Give him my cloak so he knows I'm safe. Honey, if I come back to your dad with just your cloak, it's likely he's to think the exact opposite of you're safe. But just saying. So we completed another deed. We completed White Slayer. We are the Bane of the Barrows. Oh, exciting. Of course, we have White Slayer Advanced. Did we ever finish? No, we're one away from finishing that one. Okay. And since I don't think I have to kill anything else for a quest at the moment, we're just going to get on our high horse. I'm going to go grab the silver. We're going to head back to our erstwhile travelers now that we've completed the majority of their deeds. I don't know what's keeping the creatures up there from coming down here, but I guess they found a safe enough place. All right, Bob.
How did you do it?
Oh, that is a relief. It seems I know my daughter well. She actually had gone after that last prince of hers. Well, maybe she's learned her lesson and won't be so foolish in the future. I know I will certainly never come here again. I do hope I can survive her tweens. Maybe then she'll get some hobbit sense. Maybe. Alright, so we don't really have anything here that we can use. We're just going to grab whatever's... Yeah, that'll give us a little coin. Alright.
How can I be of service?
You have our thanks. When we make ready to move out of this accursed place, we will need as much of the area clear as possible. These folk are not used to traveling as those of us who spend our lives on the road. We shall need every advantage we have available to prevent the loss of more lives. Well, you're welcome.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Our forces were split up when we entered the Barrow Downs, and were set upon by wights, barghests, and all other manner of fell creature here. Some followed myself, while the others headed south. There is a place where the hill rises high and separates the southern Barrow Downs from the northern Barrow Downs. It is called Dead Man's Perch, and I pray that the name does not hold true. It overlooks southern Bree and is a flat area that we have off-camped at if necessary. I pray you find the others there. So she wants us to go look for the rest of their party, which, spoiler, we already found them. Well done. You have helped us greatly, friend. Perhaps you could do a little more for us? Yes, I heard their howls turn to barks, then whimpers. You have done well. We will enjoy the respite your actions have earned us. All right. So, Mr. Reginald's done with us. What? Fell creatures attacked you as you tried to gather these stones. I had not seen them. The guide kept us well shielded from whatever it was that was attacking them. I am glad that you fared so well, friend. Well, these runes reveal nothing new. Each stone gives a bit of an account of the man who buried there. There's nothing to reveal why these terrible creatures have taken up these barrows. This is quite a mystery. And we are Bree friend now. I'm relieved you have returned. I was worried I'd sent you to your death. Now let me look at the lore fragments you have brought back. These parchments are troubling. They appear to be written by men of Cardolan. They speak of the kingdom falling into ruin, and those that remained falling victim to a great plague, but that is all. This doesn't answer, though, why such fell creatures came to the Barrow Downs. I fear these fragments have only yielded more questions and few answers. It seems that this may not be the first time that such terror has plagued these lands. The bits of parchment you recovered lead me to believe that two brothers fought to recover a giant treasure of Cardolan and brought it here to the northern Barrow Downs. The lore fragments you brought me mention a fortress named Osgorthod. The men of Cardolan took many of those who fell sick to the plague there. The ruins of that fortress still stand today in the south. It is from here that a terror rose and cursed the brothers for their theft. If you are willing, you may seek the treasure or the history of that treasure at the northern Barrow, not far from here to the east. Perhaps we can learn more about these men and how to stave this evil from spreading beyond the bounds of the Barrow Downs. All right, so we have more things, and of course we do still have Tom Bombadil's quest too. Oh, and we forgot to turn in a quest over in Buckland. Oops. Well, we will have to go back there at some point and finish that. But for now, we shall do like these fine travelers have done and take our rest here. And we will return to the Barrows tomorrow to continue. Until then, bye for now.